Welcome to Waiting in Hope, the Advent audio retreat presented by Ignatian Young Adult Ministries, an initiative of the Office of Ignatian Spirituality. We'll provide a short audio reflection on a theme or liturgical reading from each week in Advent. May these clips deepen our personal and collective preparation for Christmas. So let's pause for the next several minutes, take a deep breath, and enter intentionally into the first week of Advent as we ponder how we might prepare and fast. This week's reflection was written by Alison Kress, member of the 2023-2025 cohort of Contemplative Leaders in Action in Philadelphia. As I reflect on today's readings, I'm struck by how similar the themes feel to those of Lent. When I usually think of Advent, I jump straight to the nativity story. But today's readings remind us that Advent is not just about celebrating the anniversary of Jesus' birth. It's also a time to prepare for his second coming. In this light, the themes of redemption and preparation resonate, highlighting the similarities between Advent and Lent. In both seasons, we're called to prepare for Christ by focusing on our spiritual lives. But are we as intentional with Advent as we are with Lent? Many of us aren't, and it's not surprising. Lent has clear traditions and guidance that help us adopt a contemplative spirit, often with a Lenten intention to further prepare our hearts in a personally tailored way. By contrast, Advent is often marked by a frenzy of activity, focusing more on the practicalities of Christmas than on spiritual readiness. So how can we cultivate a contemplative spirit this Advent without being a Grinch? We can take an Ignatian perspective, appreciating and making use of everything that helps, and ridding ourselves of everything that is destructive to our living in God's presence. We can see the season's festivities and preparations as a call to holiness, rather than barriers to it. What does this look like practically? Following the parallel to Lent, I'm reminded of Pope Francis's Lenten observance recommendations from last year. He said, "Fast from hurting words and say kind words. Fast from sadness and be filled with gratitude. Fast from anger and be filled with patience. Fast from pessimism and be filled with hope. Fast from worries and have trust in God. Fast from complaints and contemplate simplicity. Fast from pressures and be prayerful. Fast from bitterness and fill your hearts with joy. Fast from selfishness and be compassionate to others. Fast from grudges and be reconciled. Fast from words and be silent so you can listen." Consider how you can practically apply these suggestions throughout the Advent and Christmas seasons. Can you fast from grudges and be reconciled by forgiving a family member? Or offering grace after a perceived slight? Can you fast from selfishness and be compassionate to others? By volunteering to wrap gifts for your parish's angel tree? Donating more generously to a cause? Or inviting a lonely friend to a holiday celebration? Can you fast from complaints and contemplate simplicity when receiving gifts, even terrible ones? Can you fast from worries and have trust in God as you tackle the never-ending Christmas to-do lists and keep your focus on what matters the most? I invite you to answer the call to preparation in the spirit that feels most authentic for you, but with the same intentionality you apply to Lent. Set an intentional fast as recommended by Pope Francis, or simply strive for a more contemplative approach this Advent season. If this feels like a tall order still, here's the even simpler version that Jesus outlines at the end of today's Gospel, and I promise it's very practical as we prepare for Christmas. He says, "Beware that your hearts do not become drowsy from carousing and drunkenness and the anxieties of daily life, so that day, that final day of Jesus' return, whenever it may be, does not catch you by surprise like a trap." We look forward to spending our Advent season together as we prepare intentionally for Christmas. We hope this audio retreat stokes the fires of your daily contemplation. Join us next week when we'll ponder waiting in action, waiting in the world.